than having a ship. Well, Blue Archive commanders, their reputation and what people think is that out of those who speak about it, which is minority, 70-80% of them are more like, I don't like them. And out of CCs who speak about them, there's also there's pervasively negative opinion about it. There are some good, some not good. Mostly not good, that's what I mean. People, majority, minority. Very little people out of those who speak like them or love them, which makes me think that the reason for Blue Archive to be in World of Warship Legend is that those people who are playing Blue Archive don't speak about World of Warship Legends, which is kind of like you can't mix really apples with bananas. So the attempt for this mixing doesn't work. Blue Archive Commander, I will start with Okusora Ayane. This thing, you will probably hear from my tone of voice if I like it or don't. So the other thing is about citadel damage repair, and you get to know that citadel damage is limited. So if you have a 20,000 ship, you will not have 20,000 citadel. When you repair citadel, you're not going to repairing. If you get citadel, you're not going to repair all of the damage. There's a restriction. It's like a number. I'm going to quickly search it because I comment on it. It was unimpressive. So basically, like you can heal 2,000 damage max. So when you get hit by a citadel, you have a 40,000 damage cruiser, and you put this perk on. You will hear very little. You would like to hear like. You would like to see the health bar going back up. You would like to see the HP going back up. You would like to see, oh, if I get hit by a citadel, 2 citadels on a cruiser, and I have very little HP left, I would like to have super heal, some sort of. So you think about it as a super heal. Who cares about if you heal turret or citadel area or portion of the ship? This doesn't. There is a limitation. In this sense, this feels like a scam. They are raising the HP restoration for citadels this update. I will rethink the value of it. For now, it feels like deception. Blue Archive commander from US was Takanashi Hoshino. It's about reload. This thing gives reload. This thing gives reload. When you lose HP, more reload. And this thing gives reload. Which is awesome. When you don't have 30-second reload in American Battleship, but 23 or 20. Same performance of the guns, same damage to deal, and later in the game we are usually closer to the ship, which means more accurate salvos, damage output, and performance. Do I have mic on? Yeah. And it has also these heals. And you can get more heals here. Please notice this doesn't have a dispersion in it. Which means pretty much when you shoot broadside, the dispersion is that the 2 shells that are furthest to the side will not hit the ship around 17, 16, 15, 14. not all the time, but just it's good to consider it as all the time from an emotional point of view. And also, if you want a broadside citadel, the citadels are not from the full length of the ship, they are from the first turret, barbette, magazine, whatever, to the fourth one. That's not a real thing in a reality outside of the game, yet they made it this way. So the length of the ship is larger than the citadel of the ship when it's broadside, and you want all those shells to land there with no dispersion build. The edges of the eclipse, the edges of the dispersed shells will just go either into the paper, into this 32 25 millimeters bow and is it aft, the rear, and they will definitely not hit the citadel portion, which means if you have a 9 shots, 7 or 6 will hit the citadels and these 3 won't. That's the only downside of not having dispersion built. Was this Blue Archive? No, that was Star Trek. I'm comparing this the Vian on a droid, and Vian is better. This thing is basically substituting other destroyer commanders perks for reload. You have reload here, reload here, reload here, and reload here. 4 perks for reload. It's a full into the reload. Great commander. This commander makes me want to get Cossack 38. Oh. I'm going to have this opinion. This is Izayoi Nonomi. If you see, it's a brawler compared to the auto. So same brawling things. So as a brawler, you're going to go to secondaries. So here you put this on. Dispersion and reload of secondaries. You can have 2 charges as well, but you'll go this way. The special skill would be that we all know that when we put the EST on, enhanced targeting, secondary targeting, we all know that you're enjoying it, it blasts the secondaries, and then, oh, it's gone already? Why isn't longer? Because it's 30 seconds just, which, okay, accept that. And then you wait 2 minutes for another one, and 2 minutes means that once you engage with something, in 2 minutes you are either dead, if it's a bad situation, or you go behind the island, restore the heals, and wait for another engagement. I don't think you'll be spending 5 minutes continuously 101. In German battleship there are pauses in between those charges of the battleship. So you are going to think about it with Nonomi as that you are not waiting 2 minutes. So 0.4 second times each secondary hit. So usually you will hit minimum 60 secondary hits with each engagement. 60 times 4 is 240, and now because it's 0.4 you take 1 figure to the left, which is 24. 24 seconds. This will give you not 2 minutes to wait for next engagement, but a minute and a half. Is it great? No, it's useless, because once you are behind the island, you have already spent 30 seconds by shooting secondaries, and then you have spent another 30 seconds if you are well calculating your movement of post EST, still shooting those secondaries and heading towards the island. That's the 30-second chart, and then you have minute and a half behind the island. Usually you put your heel while you are engaging, and then you have to wait for another heel, and you are waiting behind the island, waiting for another heel to heal yourself, which takes some seconds too, and then you start another engagement. How long does the heal take to recharge? 72 seconds. So if you are having 30-second EST engagement, 30-second engaging and then reaching at the end of the 30 seconds to the island, which is 60 seconds, and then you are waiting minute and a half behind the island, you spent 30-second engagement, then you pop up the hill, which is 72 seconds minus 30. Now you reach the island, you have 40 seconds waiting for another repair party to get to you. While you are 40 seconds waiting behind the island, you are having a minute and a half of recharging for EST, another one to make another charge. So that's like less than a minute for you to wait for the EST and get healed, and healing is 28 seconds. So basically you are healed by second repair party, safely behind the island, wanting to get another engagement and still waiting 30 seconds for another EST to recharge. And this is where comes Nonomi. Nonomi is giving you off these 30 seconds, so you don't have to wait 30 seconds behind the island and charge right away. When you are synchronized with repair party, second party completely healed, finished healing you up. Now, is it going to make difference for you to wait a little more than 30 seconds? What if you wait 30 seconds more before second engagement? What if you wait 1 minute more before second engagement? So here it's more about thinking, I will just fly through randomly, as aggressively as I can, as smart as I can, and knowing that this will come in earlier and I can just pop up a secondary targeting earlier and have it back up, which will increase my shooting more. Also get the fact, let's consider the fact that closer you are with secondaries, the less damage you do, because you are hitting the underbelt part. Yeah. And then you have here, this is a standard porcupine. Shell grouping 15, dispersion 18 is awesome. I don't know how can you make this better. You cannot. This will give you 3% more range because this is 12 and this is 15. 3%. So if you have 7 kilometer stock, which is the Navarin, 10% is 0.7, 10. Now divide 0.7 times by 3, you have 200 meters. How can, at 11 kilometers range, 200 meter make a difference if you consider that these are not super sharp hitting secondary traces like Felix Schultz or Elbing?